Welcome back, everybody. If this is your first time here, I'm Jason Carver, certified personal trainer and natural bodybuilder. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a dynamic warm-up. And if you haven't already, make sure to go to this video right here and comment on it. I'm going to be doing a free giveaway. So here we go. We're going to start with the dynamic stretch here. This is just going to be arm circles. Now, first off, what is a dynamic stretch? It's basically a stretch where you keep your body moving the whole time. So unlike a static stretch where you are holding a position, a dynamic stretch, you're keeping the movement going the whole time. So here we're just starting with arm circles. We start with little circles, and then we gradually get a little bit bigger. We go forward and backwards here. Really good for loosening up the shoulders. And then I call this one a cross-body shoulder touch. You can see we're alternating hands. Whatever hand is on top then goes to the bottom. You're just trying to kind of round your shoulders, give yourself a big hug, and then open up your chest. So this is really good for loosening up your pecs, also your upper back as well. So before you hit bench press or before you throw, so maybe you're working out or maybe you're getting ready for a sport, this would be a good one. This is also another really good one for chest or throwing. So this kind of, I don't know, we'll call this alligator arms. So you're just kind of stretching out those pecs and then bringing the hands together. Now with this one, we're going to press the hands together, kind of tighten up those pecs, and then we're rotating here. Just rotating back and forth. So this is really good before any type of rotational exercise. Maybe you're doing some core work, or maybe you are playing tennis or baseball or golf. Now here we're going to rotate the hip through. So when you reach, you want to make sure to rotate that foot and rotate the hip. So if you look at the feet, you look at the hips here, you can see that heel's coming up and I'm fully rotating the hips through. And you're reaching. So I'm trying to reach as far out as I can. And you can add a little bit more to this. You can spread your fingers out as you reach. Now with this one, I like to kind of reach, not too far at first. And then as I get warmed up, I'll reach a little bit farther. Now here we're just mimicking bicep curls. So we're getting the biceps loosened up and the elbows. So that's the other thing that this dynamic stretch does, is it mimics movement patterns. So before an arm day, you would definitely want to do these stretches here. Now this is just mimicking like a tricep extension, loosening up our triceps as well as the elbows. So now we're going to move on to the legs, and these are just booty kickers here. So this is really good for stretching out your quadriceps as well as your knees. And if you're doing it for an athletic purpose, I would suggest doing this running variation to get a little bit more out of it. You're going to get your ankles warmed up as well. Now we're just going to the other part of the leg, the back half of the legs. And we're hitting the hamstrings, calves, a little bit of the glutes here. So we're stretching out those tight muscles in the back of the legs. You just have your arms straight out. And you try to keep your leg straight with your toe pointed back towards you. We're just kicking that leg up as high as we can get it. Now this one, we're just pulling that knee up towards the chest, really stretching out our glutes and our low back. You just grab the front of the knee and pull it up towards you for a second. Now the benefits of a dynamic warm-up or it's going to increase your body heat, increase your blood flow to those tendons and ligaments. So the most important thing that it's going to do here is it's going to reduce your risk of injury. So you can think if your body's warmed up, if you have more blood flow into a muscle, your likelihood of getting injured is going to be less. Now these ones here, these last ones are going to be a little harder. So this is an inchworm. We're basically walking our hands out, keeping our core tight, and then inching those feet forward. You can really see it from this side view right here. So I'm going to tighten up the core, walk the hands out. So you're keeping your core in tight like a plank, and then you just inch your legs forward. If you push your heel down to the ground, it's a really good stretch for your calf. Keep that core tight, and then you just barely bring in one foot in front of the other here. Pushing that heel down with each one. You'll really feel your hamstrings and your calves with that one. Then here we're going to go onto our hands and feet. And I call this one a Spider-Man stretch. So you just try to bring your foot up towards your hands. And if you want a little bit more out of it, you can bring that hand towards the roof there. So you bring that right foot up, right hand goes up. So it's really good for stretching out your glutes, your back, your hips, as well as your chest on that rotation there. So this dynamic stretch, it's going to get you nice and warmed up. It's also going to increase your flexibility and increase your range of motion, which are really important things for reducing injury. So now we're going to go face down, arms out, and this is a scorpion stretch. So really good for loosening up our back, and then with our hands out like that, we kind of get our pecs and chest and shoulders warmed up a little bit. And here we're just bringing that leg over the body, going back and forth here. Now with this, I'll usually do about 5 repetitions on each side for these more dynamic ones. Now this one has to be one of my favorites. So this is a squat mobility exercise. So if you have trouble hitting depth on your squat, this is going to be a really good one for you. So it stretches out your hips, your back, as well as those hamstrings, your ankles, your inner thighs. You get a little bit of everything on here. So you want to have your feet wide. You're kind of in your squat position. Your hands are at your chest. You're going to go deep into a squat, and then you're going to press your elbows against the inner part of your knee, pushing your knees out, hands on the ground, stretch those hamstrings. Drop your hips back down, do the same thing, push your knees out, and then pick your chest up, and then you'll stand all the way up. So same thing. You raise those hips, hands down, push your elbows against your knee, chest up, and then we stand up. You do 5 of those, you're gonna feel super warmed up. Thank you so much for watching. If you really like this video and found it informative, please hit that like button and leave a comment down below. If you want to see more videos like this, all you got to do is subscribe and hit that bell notification. I release videos like this weekly. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.